Hey guys, I'm Mark. Today we're over at the Agricultural Center in Carroll County, Maryland. Today they're having a farmer's market and they're doing a special thing with heirloom tomatoes. Right now it's still a little bit early. Everybody's still setting up. It's going to be about a half hour yet before things open up. But for now, we're just going to walk inside and see what we can find. All right guys, we ran into Dave. So Dave is going to help us taste test today, which is going to be great. We got a lot of tomatoes to test. We will start at the A's and work our way down.
Yeah, well, this looks great.
Yeah. Don't you like the pie plates?
Nice selection, like it all. It all looks great.
Look how they did this with the
Keeping them nice and cold.
Yeah, keep them nice and cold with the ice underneath there.
Great
I thought
idea.
that was pretty neat. Dave, do you want a? Here's a card for you. A pencil, and then this is just like to write down. We'll take notes on their favorite varieties, as if the camera wouldn't be enough to go back and look at. But whatever, we'll just keep it for posterity. Why don't you start? I'll let you take the lead on that. That's Abraham Lincoln. So I guess that's the 70s version?
It must be the 1970s version, as small as this is.
Yeah, it's smaller.
I had seen the Galenas, I saw the plate, so I just grabbed it.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Not do anything for you?
No.
Pretty regular red brown tomato flavor.
Pretty bland.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're off to a good start. Okay. Amish salad.
In the wintertime, I'd give it a 5.
In the wintertime, when you're missing.
When I don't have any.
When you're longing for the garden. Amish salad.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's got the really bright green seed.
And little
cavities
cavities, yeah. Mm-hmm. Big improvement.
It doesn't taste like a regular yellow cherry tomato to me. It's got almost like a peachy peary kind of. There's a different flavor to it. I don't know how to describe it.
I can't put my finger on what it is, but
it's different though. It's not like a sungold or
no.
Sort of entirely different. Okay. Almost like that Galapagos, that wild Galapagos that you had.
Wild. Yeah.
Galapagos wild. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, we'll skip this one. I think that's a mislabel.
Yep.
Anna Russian. Nice ox heart there.
Nice ox heart.
That kind of looks like the Curtis cheek a little bit, doesn't it?
It does. It's got to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Good, but
good. It's got a sort of a different aftertaste to it. I like the texture.
I like the texture, but lacks a little bit of sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, you think? I think it tastes like these tomatoes have been hit with rain pretty recently.
A lot of water content.
Get that?
If they have a lot of water content, they're not going to be as sweet.
Yeah, I heard one of the gardeners over here was saying that right down the road she's having slugs starting to become an issue, so that's kind of indicative of they must be getting a lot more rain.
A lot of water. Yep.
All right. Arkansas Traveler.
I've been wanting to try this one. I don't believe I've ever planted this, but I always wanted to.
Yeah, I've heard of the regular Traveler, and I saw this, or I don't know if it's the regular Traveler, but there's a Traveler tomato that is like super cat-faced. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's got these like all kinds of little tiny ribs and stuff.
Sort of
on
like Aunt Ruby's German Green can have.
Yeah, sort of, but like it's like that on steroids.
Yeah.
Like just tons of little. And I think the theory was you break a little piece off as you're traveling. You don't eat the whole tomato at once.
That would make sense.
But this is a whole different animal.
Mild, I like that.
Good texture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Nice, smooth.
Nice. Yeah.
Nothing too different on flavor, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
Big Dwarf. Big Dwarf. And is that a green tomato?
Yeah.
Is that? Okay. Okay. Big Dwarf. I think Big Brandy, that hybrid that I'm growing this year, I think that's a cross between this and Brandywine.
And what's again the name, the one you're growing?
Big Brandy.
Big Brandy.
Big Brandy is that really nice pink one with a really good production on it. kind of like over by on the opposite side from the herb bed, one bed in,
Okay.
I think.
What do you think of this?
Let me taste it again. I was too busy talking. I like it.
I like it too. I mean, when I go from reds and immediately and I jump into a green, I'm going to probably like the green.
Yeah.
This is probably going to
Dave
be.
loves this green. Yeah, this
I
is.
like my greens.
I love my my yellow bicolor.
Yeah, the old bicolors. Wow.
Yeah. Big rainbow. Now I've never grown this one, so I'm interested to see how this compares to like the Virginia Sweets and Old German and your gold medal and all that. Is it right on par with those guys?
I hope they have gold medal here, but I haven't seen it yet. You don't have gold medal, do you?
I don't, if it's not on the table, we don't have it.
Okay.
Okay. This is a good replacement.
Oh, yeah, the big rainbow.
That's the best so far, I believe.
Yep, I'd agree with that. Classic. It's right on par with a lot of those the yellow bicolors.
Oh yeah.
Black Crim. Now that's a pretty looking black Crim.
Yeah.
I have a lot of trouble with keeping the black varieties from cracking.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know if Paul Robeson does.
Yeah.
I don't think Paul Robeson does a lot of cracking.
Cherokee Carbon was pretty good for that for me. That's a hybrid, but that purple Russian that you gave me.
How'd you like that?
It doesn't crack super well. Maybe because the production on it is so good because the fruits are a little bit smaller that you're able to get more fruits off of it. So because of that, you have less. How do I say this? Like if 50% of the fruits are cracked, you still get a lot, more out
Plenty
of it.
production,
in the end.
makes up
'cause
for it.
The production makes up for it, right? Black Crim. There's a lot of people at the nursery that come in and say this is their favorite of the black tomatoes for flavor.
There's so many different varieties.
I don't know. That was good.
Got the smoky flavor.
Yeah, getting into a little bit more pungent territory
Yep.
for sure. Especially I think coming off of the green and the yellow
Oh
bicolor.
yeah,
there. That's
for
a good
sure.
interruption.
Yeah, it's quite a variety of flavors.
Boxcar Willie. Now I grew this last year.
Yep.
And my production on this plant was terrible. So I think I got a bad batch of seed or something, but I wasn't overly impressed. Now that tomato there looks a lot.
I think it's an old variety.
Yeah.
Most of these here today, I think, are going to be old.
Okay. Is this one out of New Jersey? Is this an old Jersey variety?
Yeah, that I'm not
For some
sure
reason
of.
I've got that connection in my brain. I could be totally off on that, but
But I know the name has been around for a lot of years.
Okay.
Like I've been around for a lot of years.
well, that's different.
It's not bad.
Got a little bit of a sweetness to it.
Just a little bit. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not bad. I could live with that one.
I haven't hit the All-Star yet. How about you? Anything that really stands out
No.
super well?
I mean, Big Rainbow's good, but all your
Yeah.
bicolors are going to be good.
This is black Brandywine. So it's not quite as dark on the inside as the black Crim. I think it's a good name for this, the Brandywine, just because of the texture of it. Yeah, there you go. That's a good shot. Much paler texture, not quite as much water content. I feel like is what's in
A
this.
lot of juice in this.
That's good. That's a good, well-rounded tomato. Regular pink Brandywine. There's a bunch of different strains of Brandywine. It's a pink Brandywine. All right. Yep. Do you think the texture is pretty similar? The black Brandywine to the Brandywine pink? I think it's pretty spot on.
Texture, yeah, it's a nice mild flavor.
Not too watery.
What I would expect with a Brandywine.
What's that?
I think that's pretty much what I would expect with Brandywine.
That's a good staple. Okay, well, this next one is Burpee Quarter Century. I wonder if that's 1925 or 1950, 1975. I don't know.
It's a new one on me.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it
Nope.
either. Maybe it's the quarter century coming up. It's firm. Very firm. Good standard tomato flavor. What do you think?
Mild.
Yep.
Nice mild flavor. No bite to it.
This Caspian pink looks good. This one up next here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, look at the
Wow.
nice dark color on that.
That looks great.
It's a Caspian pink, but it's almost like a purple tomato, and it's in the color of it.
I've started this before, but I don't know if I've ever planted it.
Didn't see it through to the end.
Nope.
Oh yeah. This juicy texture. The meat on it's very nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Very
Nice tomato.
Mild, not too strong.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Celebrity. That's a small little celebrity for the example. Good semi-determinate plant. This is our number 3 seller at the nursery. I like tasting these ones to kind of set me back on track. These ones that I know really well. I've tried a bunch of different places, you know. I think definitely wherever these tomatoes were grown has seen some rain here recently.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Just a lot of water content.
Yeah. Cherokee Purple. This is a famous one coming up next. A lot of people in the Maryland area like to grow that. Good standard black variety. I think I mentioned earlier Cherokee Carbon, which is a hybrid cross involving this and carbon. Yeah. I think that's the best one so far.
Yeah,
Think so?
I think so. And of course, I still like the bicolors. I can't ever go wrong with that.
Absolutely.
That's got great flavor.
Yeah. Nice silky texture to it. It's not mealy or anything like that at all.
I really like the flavor too. Brandywine.
Very good.
It's a nice flavor.
Oh, you have any idea how to pronounce that? Costoluto Genovese.
I'm not Italian, so I can't be of much assistance here on this one.
Costoluto Genovese. Is
There
that
you
what it is?
go.
You think it's Italian? I guess it looks Italian.
Maybe someone will write in and correct us if we need to be. So.
Yeah. Yeah, if you know how to pronounce that.
But for
try
now, we'll go with that.
it. All right. Let's see. Here's a toothpick thing over here.
I know these get pretty good size.
Yeah, I was going to say, whatever's sliced up here on the plate was a much bigger tomato to start with than what the example was.
Yeah, I noticed. That's why. So when I was over there, I was following.
That's
It's
good.
tasty.
I like it. I like
It's
it.
simple, straightforward, well-rounded. Coyote. Coyote.
Now, I always thought coyote was yellow in color.
Well, the sign says ivory-colored cherry tomatoes, so maybe we'll see. I've never heard of this one before, so I don't know. But
It's a big producer. Generally, they're really sort of a light colored yellow, like another one I'm seeing down on this table.
okay.
This just doesn't match.
Well, tastes good. Tastes like a grape, sort of. So you've grown this one before, or you've seen the seed?
I have, but mine have always been more yellow in color.
Okay. Okay. Here's another one. Well, this looks like it's French. You got any guesses? Coustrali?
Coustrali.
Coustrali. It says France. I guess it's French. Coustrali.
That's nice one. I like that.
The skin on it has a very nice look to it.
I'm going for the big pieces.
Yeah, I got the big piece here.
A little bit of basil mixed in.
I saw them ready. Those are real.
I like the flavor. I'm not a big fan of the texture of the piece that I got.
I totally agree.
Okay.
Flavor's okay.
Dester, there's one that you gave me. Check out that. That's a really pretty fruit on that table there. Oh yeah, look at that. Gorgeous.
I was told to grow this years ago, and I have, and I've been very happy with this one. So,
Is
you
this
have
your,
some
is this
nice-
your, yeah, I've got one of these plants. I'm not. I don't think this one's producing a whole lot yet. It seems to be a later season tomato.
Love that flavor.
Oh yeah, that's right up there for the ones that we've had so far. For sure.
Nice color.
Beautiful tomato. Okay. Jana. D''Jena.
Or Dejena. Either way.
Jana's. There's that name sounds familiar. I think there's another tomato that has that name in it.
See a little bit of
Is that a little bit of a hornworm maybe or slugs?
Or a hornworm maybe too.
Not a big fan of the texture, but I like the flavor.
I like the flavor a lot. It's really good. Mild, really
Yeah.
nice and mild.
Yeah, low acidity. Not a big punch to it. Okay, here's delicious. Well, with a name like that, you can't go wrong. These are big tomatoes, typically. Later season variety. I grew this last year. It's very nice. Not a huge producer, but some of the fruits on this become enormous, which is typical with some of these plants that produce these giant fruits.
But few of them.
They pump out a few of them, but some of the ones that you do get can be enormous. Very nice.
Pretty good standard flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good benchmark tomato.
That Dester,
Still sticking on that one,
I
huh?
like that Dester.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good choice for sure. Avis Purple Ball. We got this one going this year.
Yep.
A little bit more of a pink, I think. Trying to get a hold of this piece. There it is. Good standard flavor. Mild. It's not mealy at all. Nothing like that.
No bite to it. I like that.
Yeah. Good producer, very healthy plant at home. Okay, this is Galena, another yellow cherry tomato. Now, is this more of the color that you were talking about
Yes.
with
Coyote.
coyote? Okay.
But Coyote would be very small like that green one was. I don't understand why that one, as representing Coyote, is so green. It is not supposed to be green.
I tried to get on Facebook, but my Facebook name is Francis Isidore Chicken. So I wasn't accepted because they didn't know who I was. So I have to find you guys.
It's good.
But it was, so I just
I mean, it's not anything fantastic, but it's different again.
And they referred me to Beverly. And
When I think cherry tomato, yellow cherry tomato, I'm thinking a lot more sweet than this typically. I think because we've been spoiled with sun sugar and sun gold and all that.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bland.
Not bad.
Gardener's Delight.
Gardener's Delight. That's a large cherry tomato.
I've gotten one or two things, emails, where I'm like, okay.
It used to be called sugar lump. Okay. See, I knew it as sugar lump. There we go. Now there's the sugar.
Very good.
There's the sweetness. That's the sweetest one on the table so far.
That's a great one.
Yes.
That deserves to be in a garden.
I like the larger cherry tomatoes like that because it doesn't take you forever to pick them. You get these little tiny currant ones, which are pretty, but if you've got a half an hour to sit out there and pick a pint of tomatoes. German Johnson.
All right.
Classic.
This one should be good.
You know, I go out to Carroll Creamery
I might get another piece of that.
and they sold church last year. My daughter got me one. It says, ask the farmer.
It's got I don't know, call it an off flavor, but
My husband and I go, like, if we go to
To me, it's got a nice balance to it.
yeah. It says on the sign creamy. I almost like that kind of meat.
Yeah.
It's got like a creamy kind of element to it.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
Okay. Well, that finishes up this table. You want to skip over here? I guess this is the G's. Yeah, this is where we pick up over here. Used toothpicks here. Now we switch to the round toothpicks. We'll stand on this side because I think it's the way the sun's coming through the door. It might illuminate us a little better.
Governor Penny Packer.
Penny Packer. I guess it's a girl.
Let me try a piece of that, Mark.
Standard tomato flavor. A little bit more sweetness than I think we've had so far. You get a little bit more sugar with that?
Yeah, it's sort of reminding me of going back into Big Boys, Early Girl,
Okay.
that kind of a flavor.
Okay. Well, here's your favorite up next.
Yep,
There's your green giant. That's a pretty looking tomato sitting there.
yep.
And that's what's nice about the green giant compared to like the Aunt Ruby's German green is you get a lot more of these
Consistently
consistently.
beefsteak
Yeah.
style.
Nice round tomato, not something that looks like a sofa.
Again, I think it's been a lot of rain. Been having a lot of rain up here.
Yes, the last few days.
That always knocks down the sugar in the tomatoes, it seems.
Yeah, you can tell.
You gonna take any home with you? Take seeds home to?
Oh yeah, we'll come back through for sure. Yeah. Is this one you were talking about?
Well, the currant is supposed to look like that, but it's a little more anemic looking than this. This is brighter.
Okay.
But currant, I've never seen currant when it's green.
Okay. This is Gold Rush currant, quarter inch tomato, about
Currant
somewhere between quarter and half inch.
should look like that.
Okay.
That's the way currant should look. But this is a different kind of currant than what we saw over there with coyote.
I wonder if they're crunchy.
Oh
Are
yeah,
they crunchy?
it's like chewing on Cheerios or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Wow, sweet.
Yeah, good little thing. Bet that's pretty on a
That's very unique.
nice big plant.
It'd be neat on the plate too. You could do some interesting stuff with that, with appetizers
Uh-huh.
and things. It's so different. It's not at all like a regular cherry tomato. Totally different texture.
A lot of seeds for a little thing too.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost like a currant, kind of.
Yep.
Like how it. I guess it's gotta squeeze in so many in a tiny little package.
Yep, that's good. Almost looks like cut up watermelon here.
This is Grandma Henry's Italian paste, and I like this one a lot.
Wow.
Isn't that good?
Very good.
Very nice texture. Not a lot of these paste tomatoes have a very appealing texture to them, but this one does.
Just like Jersey Devil will be that way too. When we get Jersey Devil.
Sure, I think this one's a little bit drier than Jersey Devil, especially because, if they've had a lot of rain here. I feel like Jersey Devil, it would be a lot more watery than this. But that's a nice paste
Yeah, it
tomato,
is.
for
It is.
sure. I'm gonna have to take the seeds for that one, definitely. So we had Grandma's Italian paste, or Grandma Henry's Italian paste. Now we have Grandma's pick. red beefsteak tomato. I got a shoulder cut there. That takes me sort of into the Brandywine territory, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No wow, nothing wowing about that one.
Kellogg's breakfast. Somehow I've never grown this one. I've had maybe 20 people tell me, "Oh man, you need to grow that."
Well, out of that and persimmon,
Out of that and persimmon,
I would take persimmon.
you'd say persimmon takes it. Okay.
And again, with all the water they've had with the rain, I think it's going to be, the sugar's going to be knocked down a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, being a naturally milder tomato
It's
to
going to
start
be
with.
even more so.
Good texture, mild. It's to be expected, but the sweetness is there. And this is all relative too, you know. It's trying to, you know, the flavors definitely got interrupted, but there are some subtle differences for sure on sugar content. I think this is a little higher than the last one we just tried for sure. It's a pretty tomato. I love those orange ones.
Now, I've grown this one before,
Little Lucky, you've grown this?
and I like it. It's good.
It's got a beautiful
And a little
color
marble.
on the inside. Yeah, marble. It must be like 10 tomatoes in this bowl.
Yeah, that's about the size you're going to get with that one. They're all, just like Eva's Purple Ball, they're pretty consistent with size. You're not going to be all over the place with 6
Okay.
ounce, 12 ounce, 15 ounce. It's not going to be like that.
Well, I'll have to grow that then because I like this one. It's tasty.
Yeah, that's great flavor. Wow. I like that a lot. Excuse me.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. It's nice to have the. It's definitely got the larger like Virginia Sweets or Gold Medal
That
flavor,
flavor.
in a smaller package.
Be interesting to
more
see
of
how
them.
many it produces. I really forget how many it produced.
Okay. Mule Team. Now I tried this one over at Rutgers, at the Snyder Research Farm. They have a tomato tasting every year. I think they canceled it the past 2 years, but this was one that I tasted there. It was very good. I don't think this one holds up to the one that I tasted at Rutgers.
Too much water?
I don't like the texture of this so much. What do you think?
It's almost a little, like, almost slimy.
Yeah, I get a little mealiness too.
Yeah, mealy. But it's probably a really old variety.
Yeah, with a name like that sounds like, and the way it looks.
Yeah, it
all
looks
that
like
rhythm
it.
to it.
Just like the 1923 Abe Lincoln has that
Yeah,
real historic look to it.
yeah. Okay, well, this next one is New Big Dwarf.
Small plants.
So New Big Dwarf. So maybe this is because we tried the Big Dwarf earlier. That was green, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe this is the pink variety because this looks consistent with what I would understand Big Dwarf to look like. See as how if it was crossed with Brandywine to make that big Brandywine beefsteak, that pink colored beefsteak that I've got. Somehow I can't imagine that Big Dwarf is a green tomato. It seems to me that might be mislabeled or something.
Yeah, I think so. You have a couple people labeling them you don't know.
Yeah, that's easy. What do you think?
I like it.
Good standard pink tomato. Hardly any cracking on there.
But I'm a little,
It's mild.
I'm a little, tend to lean towards the pink tomatoes. I really like pink tomatoes.
Well, here's an Oxheart pink tomato,
Well,
which is
it's probably going to be a good one.
which is a blend of both worlds for you. I know you love your Oxhearts, and so do I.
Yep.
Oxheart pink. That's a pretty tomato sitting there on the table. Mm-hmm. Nice strawberry shape to it. It's good. It's very good. Good texture, good sweetness, flavor.
Almost looks like watermelon.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah.
I've never been disappointed with an ox heart.
No, me neither.
Never. Paul Robeson. Let's see.
The cult tomato.
The what?
Cult. Some people
Cult
treat
tomato?
these things almost like it's a cult. Everyone has to have a Paul Robeson.
Yeah.
I've had them when they taste plain, and I've had them when they taste very good.
You know, I grew it last year, and I wasn't very impressed.
One year that was the way it was with me, and then another year I grew it, I was just, you know.
Sometimes these older varieties, depending on where you get the seed from, these old heirlooms, it can be a lot of variation in the seed.
This time it's bland.
Yeah. Great color though. Look at
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Look at that plate.
Pretty
Especially
tomato.
on the yellow plate. Okay. Pineapple. Next up is pineapple. Little yellow tomato. Pink blush on the bottom. Let's see. A little bit almost transparent compared to the.
Excuse me, Mark.
Oh wow. Oh, that's fantastic. I think this is the best one we've tasted so far. A little bit transparent color to it compared to a lot of the
These
yellow bicolor tomatoes.
bicolors are pretty good.
I gotta get one more of that.
Wow, that's good.
It's another standard in the heirloom world. See a lot of places carry it.
Oh yeah.
And there's a reason for it.
Even some of your big stores will have some of these out for sale.
Yeah. Well, next one is Roma. Go Roma. Oh boy. I'm not a big fan of Roma personally. At least not in this form. It's good dry tomato, good for canning, but
Like San Marzano coming up too.
yeah, like San Marzano, but I think Roma is better suited for making sauce or something like that because the texture to me doesn't seem so appealing. But if it were made into sauce and you grind it up anyway, it doesn't really matter.
No. And you're just looking for quantity.
You're looking for quantity and flavor, and a good acidic tomato that'll can well. It's definitely on the acidic side. I don't know where it falls in the pH, but if some are higher than others, then this would definitely be a little further down. San Marzano. Now this is an extremely dry tomato, usually almost hollow, not much gel. Very nice for making sauce with because you don't have to reduce a whole lot. Same with the Roma. See, I like the flavor of San Marzano better than Roma. But again,
I do too.
It's a purpose-built tomato.
It's like immediately you can taste it. It's better.
Yeah, it's purpose-built. You know, you got. If you're going to be making sauce and you're going to be making a whole lot of sauce, then having a tomato like that is definitely going to help cut down on processing time.
A little more sugar in that too.
Stupus.
Stupus, an old Czechoslovakia tomato.
There you go. Hey, that's you.
Yeah.
Stupus. Are you a Stupus?
Not that I know of. I guess my daughter Sarah might call me Stupus.
That's good. It's sweet. I wouldn't expect it to be that sweet. Not super sweet, but pretty sweet. Yep. Almost like a cherry tomato. I guess that's what it is. It's like a supersized cherry tomato. Maybe that's where it
I
kind
think
of.
they get a little bigger than that. Not too
Do
big
they?
though. Yeah, they're not a large tomato.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah, it says 2-inch fruit on the sign. Very nice. Sun Gold.
Now that looks a little.
Well, that's got the green cavities in there. Remember we tried the the Sun Gold next to the Sun Sugar. So that's got that the green cavities in it. They're not super ripe. I think since this one, at least for me, lends itself, it cracks a good bit. I think these fruits on this plate aren't quite as gold as they should be when fully ripe, and that probably lends itself to the rain that we just had.
Could be.
Probably picking what they can get.
Good, but not as good as it could be.
Yeah. Need a little bit of time to dry out.
Some nice dry weather will make the sugar content
Sure.
come out more.
Tiger Tom. So this is another one that's pretty similar in size to the Stupus that was back down here.
It's all right, too. We'll be on the news tonight.
How are you guys doing today? Is it good?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how would you pronounce that? Wapsi?
I would peach.
Yeah, good enough.
Waseda pecan.
What's
We'll
it?
remember which one.
Yeah, that's what
It's
it is.
named after a river up in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Here's another.
I like the Tiger Tom.
You like the Tiger Tom?
I thought it was pretty good.
It's yeah. It's got a little bit of a sweeter flavor to it, but not super sweet. We've got another Traveler here, Traveler tomato. This is Traveler 76. So this is more of a like a pink kind of color to it.
I find it very interesting. There's so many of the ones that we're growing right now are not represented here.
Yeah.
Things like Tyga, Virginia Sweets, Gold Medal.
Original Abe Lincoln,
You got to have the
Yeah, that on
1923 Lincoln on the table.
St. Aunt Rubies.
Yep.
Well, this gives. I mean, there's just so many thousands of tomatoes that yeah, it's good. You got to focus on the standards, but then also have diversity. And I think it's good to have the classes where you can have the different green ones that you can compare side by side and just sort of explore that whole field.
Absolutely. That's really not bad.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm gonna go back to it. I need to focus. No, it's not. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Good texture, good sweetness. It's all there. Yellow pear.
Yeah.
I'm not a big.
Been down this road many times
Yeah.
down through the years.
You neither, huh?
Yeah.
This is a plant that gets enormous. Every year it seems like this is the one that sort of takes over the gardener.
Invasive.
Its whole spot. Yeah,
It's an invasive tomato.
Yeah, it's Red Buddy is the same way.
Yep.
That's a good old standard. If you're looking for production and neat little
Shape,
fruits
color.
and shapes. Sure.
The shapes and colors only go so far if you really want flavor.
It's not super sweet.
No. What's this?
This is yellow
Reisenstahl.
Ricin Traub. Traub, T-R-A-U-B-E.
Sounds like there's a little German in there.
Yeah, sounds like it. Ricin Traub. So is ricin, is that raisin, like grape, you think? Maybe?
Don't know a word of German. I couldn't help you with that
Yeah,
one, Mark.
maybe. Need to find a German.
What do you think?
I like it. It reminds me of that currant that we tried earlier, the gold currant, with that little bit of a crunch that it has to it.
That's good.
Got a good sweet flavor.
Very good. I would think, looking at the size of this, it produces bucket loads
Yeah. Yeah, probably very pretty on the plant too.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, how do we say this last one again?
Wassipicon,
Wassipicon. Wassipicon.
named after a river in Wisconsin, I believe.
Okay.
Reminds me of garden peach.
It does, and it's extremely similar. I don't really see much of a difference. I think maybe this one and maybe this one might get a little bit of a pink to it. Maybe it's a little underripe. That's the only difference that I can see. You see any in there? It's almost like a little more white.
This one's really dead ripe.
Is it?
It's ready to.
Okay.
It's ready to literally fall apart.
Okay. Save the fuzzy one for last. It's good.
I don't think it's garden peach though.
No.
Some people believe it's the same tomato. I'm not sure it is.
Yeah, this is a lot whiter.
It
And
is.
if it's ripe, like you said, like the garden peach will get a little bit of a pink blush to it, ever so
Yep.
slightly.
Just a little like dusting of red in it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. This has a little more of the white, almost like a white veining to it.
I call it anemic.
Maybe it just looks that way against the yellow tablecloth.
It could, and that like I said, that tomato's really dead ripe.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it, right?
We got it.
We got all the tables, so those 45, 50
Lot
varieties.
a lot of tomatoes.
I didn't count them, but they were very good. I think it's a shame that we had so much rain recently because I think that did hamper the flavors a little bit. But what do
sure.
you do? You set a time and a day, and that's just how things go. Got some good ideas for if we do another tasting at the farm one day. I like the plate ideas, and we'll have to put a tent over or something to keep things shaded too. That's another must-have. I don't think we could do it inside like this, but.
No.
All right, well, we'll move on and we'll just check out the rest of the farmer's market today and see what else we can stick our nose into.
Okay. Good.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, guys.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up our day at the farmer's market. We had an awesome morning. We met a lot of cool, interesting people. We're going to walk away with some nifty stuff, some nice treats for later. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.